Did you ever wonder if God even cares about all the stuff that goes on in our lives? We're going to think about that today. Now What Devotions from Trinity Lutheran, Cyrus in Big Stone City. I think for a lot of folks around here, Lou's greenhouse is a big, important part of the spring season, and we're over at the greenhouse picking out flowers. But we are thinking about this week, we're in the book of John, chapter 17, and Jesus is praying for his disciples, and it got me thinking about what it takes to take care of people and to care for people in the same way like you might at a greenhouse. If you listen to this prayer that Jesus prays, it's pretty generous. He describes his disciples as loving the Father, as getting to know him, and they're doing great. And like, it's not that he's not right, but he is generous in how he prays for those disciples to the Father. Think about that. Think of how you describe the people that you love to one another, how you describe the things you've worked on and care about. Well, oh, it was a great fishing trip, and we tried so hard, we did our best. Or, oh boy, my kids, they do their best. You know, they're not the greatest, but they do these things. Like, we describe things generously when we care about them. Notice the generosity in this prayer. A lot of folks around here, every year, they get a garden ready. They're thinking about it. They're planning for it. They're wondering, what am I going to put in there? And then each plant you take care of, and you don't worry about it necessarily, but you do pay attention, right? In the book of John today, Jesus prays for his disciples. He prays for those who trust him. And I wanted to pass that thought on to you. If you ever wonder how God feels or cares about us, a great way to think about it is to look at this prayer that Jesus offers. How thoughtful it is, how considerate it is, and how deeply he cares about the people, not just the people who love him, but all the people. You know, gardening is often a metaphor that is used to describe what it's like to be a person in ministry, or a faithful person who is caring for a community, that you tend to the folks around you, you take care, you see what they need and how they thrive. And I think God does the same thing for us. Now, at the same time, we live in a world where there's a lot going on, and one person's freedom can run into another person's freedom and cause some problems. And we've talked about sin versus sins. But for now, at least, for this week, if you ever wonder, or if you're ever thinking that it feels like God just doesn't care, boy, I would refer you to this section of verse, and then, of course, to the larger picture of what it is that Jesus does for us, how far Jesus goes. Anyway, I'm Pastor Chris, here at the greenhouse, thinking about Jesus' prayer for us. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.